Hey, we're back with part 2. Nobody wants to play Melty in the Discord at this exact time, so here we are. So here we got Cadenza, and is that Haley also playing? And so this is top 8 losers. We're just taking it from where we stopped last time. Turn this down just a little bit. Cadenza plays a lot of characters. He'll probably play XII here, I assume. XII is just a really good tournament character, as pretty much anyone who's played against the character knows. They're just really consistent in the damage and mix-ups, really stable. Got like one big route that you do for everything pretty much. Doesn't get much more stable than that. Button check here. Just gonna skip forward. Yeah, Cadenza and Haley. Okay. I don't know. Haley I know Haley plays F Akiha also, but I don't know much about C Akiha, like what makes them different. Other than obviously C mechanics.
Like a minor advantage in this matchup. I would say it's on health and her ribbons are a lot stronger. Yeah, it's like her hard knockdown.
This loop is pretty cool.
Like scarier than the Byakuya ones. Like the Byakuya ones, okay, they're scary because like you get plus
frames.
Keep going, right?
Not a lot of like actual mix-up posts so far. A lot of chip damage though.
She has a command grab, dog.
That loops into the command grab. That loops into the command.
Yeah, they're just talking about how good C-Safeku set play is, which it for sure is. Just bunkers out. That bunker was scary. I'm surprised that worked. Plus a million.
Double overhead.
Nice. I love it.
So this is about even now. Let's see what the mix is. You can do like double overhead, triple overhead. Oh, it just does charge overhead and a low. A little bit slow to block roll after that.
Real good stuff right there. It's also funny because
those are the kind of setups that work way better in tournament, where everybody's nervous and you know just the one I didn't block the overhead one time can matter a ton when it's right there when it's at the end of the round, and next hit wins. Good to pick up. I would, like I said, I don't know really much about the difference between F and C V Akiha, but I would imagine slight advantage in neutral to V Akiha just in terms of mobility, right? Double air dash, that kind of stuff. Generally a little bit more movement options, but I would assume the pressure is going to be definitely stronger from C-Safeku. I mean, you just have like your 5As plus 1, and you have a million frame traps. You have 4 lows. Like the character is just so good on pressure. And if they respect you at all, you TK Sokude and cash into your plus frames. That was a really good air throw.
yeah, that's scary. I'm actually sitting in anticipation, waiting for the command grab because it's so cheap.
That wasn't even like a. What do you say? That wasn't even like a YOLO, you know, read the jump kind of air throw. That was just like really solid. I jumped with you. I can visually confirmed you blocked something in the air. I'm gonna throw you now. Good air dodge. Keeps so much momentum there.
Yep. Both people are just kind of fishing for counter.
Kind of running under each other a lot.
No one's overextending yet. There's a counter.
Oh, there you go. Oh, that was a weird pickup.
Another counter.
That one's way easier to pick up though.
Yes, we got it.
I wonder if you can tech that.
Spot dodge it. Nah.
Spot dodge is a pretty whack option. It's just so slow. Like usually, even if you dodge something, they're gonna punish you either way. Unless it's something really specific you want to dodge. Like I've been having people against my C Nania pressure using spot dodge more, and it's kind of a good idea when he commits to like high recovery pokes like 2C and 5C and block strings. It's kind of a good option there. But if you spot dodge like a 2A or even like 5B or something, you're gonna just die for it. So right there, spot dodge something on landing, like they're gonna recover way faster than your spot dodge will recover, you're just gonna die. Probably was looking for something else.
Pressure time.
I like the double overhead. Probably could have done triple overhead there, but
I'm seeing a lot of like weave back JAs from Cadenza right now.
both these characters have such good air pokes. It's pretty absurd.
Has been like their go-to in the air for the most part right now. And that's like
that was really good.
But you know, you can still get them for that. You can like let them whip.
Just caught him probably trying to move.
Or something.
Plus frames not blocking well. I don't think there's much threat of a high option off of that, but I don't know if Cadenza really knows that or is thinking about that. Yeah, like, I don't know why you'd hold up there.
Seems like frustration.
I mean,
maybe you just missed like
style,
heat
right?
activation.
Cadenza's character, right?
I could definitely see that.
Because
that would be a really good time to heat. So much recoverable life. Right? But you might die. I don't know how the pillar works. I think it's a manual detonation pillar though, so I think you would be fine.
You get tired of it. You're like, why am I in the corner for so long?
Yeah, let me out.
Please stop.
That button right, that looks like JB maybe, I would guess. I don't think it's JC, but that button looks really good.
It doesn't seem like
kind of dominating that space right there. And so it's kind of forcing Cadenza to play at angles they don't really want to necessarily. Oh, that's a big drop.
I like how Cadenza does it, knowing that Baki is more of an
doesn't air or guard right there. Probably don't really have. One of the problems with I would say about C-Safeka though is probably a limited option of stuff you can guard break with. Really, you don't really have like her 5A is low, right? So you don't really have that like option that a lot of the cast has of like a 5A or a 5B that hits pretty high up towards the head that you can guard break easily with. Unless I'm forgetting a normal that does that pretty well. You still have some stuff, but in a situation like that, you probably can't guard break, whereas a lot of other characters would be able to.
They're too far.
TK Sokade.
Nice.
I like that route. It's not like optimal, but it's like a hit confirmable route. That's really cool. Bunch of 5As. Should go into air throw there and misses it. Oh, it doesn't tech. Okay, so there's something that Cadenza is not a new player. Not by any means. Cadenza is really, really, really good. I'm just saying as an example. When you both trade like this, right here, there's no reason not to tech here if you're both gonna land about the same time because you're so far apart. And the frame advantage is pretty similar. Haley's gonna recover slightly first, but in this scenario, there's no reason not to like neutral tech or tech away because you're just gonna recover faster than if you just take the OTG and then get up slowly. I assume Cadenza probably wanted to get it. Cadenza, I'm sure, knows this. It just probably missed the timing. But you'll see, because Haley hits the tech, puts her in a way better scenario because you have the frame advantage by a lot. So that's something for people to keep in mind. Mostly newer players, most pretty good players know this already. And I'm sure, like I said, Cadenza just missed the tech or something, right? That happens. But there's no reason not to tech there. And just put yourself at better frame advantage, not have to hold all this. Yeah, and then die for it. The time is so low that this is pretty much over. Yeah, you had to do something there. There's 2 seconds. But you can't really do anything there. That's a tight setup, it looks like. That JV looks super godlike. This is gonna be big conversion.
Nice.
Oh. Got it though.
It's getting close. Sorry guys if we're quiet. It's just so intense right now.
Oh man, that was.
Counter jump.
Did they actually pull it out of the corner there? I think that was gonna cross up. That's nasty. This won't quite do it actually, but. Oh, that's. You can't really. Even if. Yeah, you can't. Like, they're saying, you can't really heat that setup. You're just gonna get hit by the pillar either way. Even if Cadenza got hit there, it doesn't go away on hit, so you're just gonna die to the pillar there. It can be hard to convert off of, but in that scenario, nah. Goes for that setup again, doesn't block the overhead this time. Good conversion, oh my. That's a lot of damage for a charged overhead. And then just dash up low, yeah, that's tricky. Probably caught either like a tech or like thinking the high was coming again. That's tough. Sefku is scary. All you gotta do is get hit twice and you die. Or 2.5, 3 times, yeah.
Finally the last round was like really strong momentum.
Okay.
That like
Ate a
all the
basilisk
moons in
again.
one or something?
Yeah, it was the boss. It was the boss move.
Damn, how powerful can you be? Teammate, please. Alright, anyway, Archetype Earth, aka Hardcore when she's even more mad than she normally is.
Oh, that was raw.
Princess of the Earth, I better.
I like that
I don't
Ada
even
does
understand.
like threaten those
I
YOLO
heard better when
DPs
she
in
whipped
neutral.
them
They're
up.
not even like
Yep,
super
yep,
YOLO
those guys
DPs.
are
They're more like, I think you're gonna jump, and
Alright.
like
Pretty solid pressure.
when you're at above like this angle where 5B whiffs, it can be really scary for FHime to kind of deal with jump ins. Like you kind of gotta gamble like a shield, or like try to walk or dash under or backwards out of range, that kind of thing. So DP there is really like a really good option, but you can't. It's kind of hard to do that on reaction to them getting over this area, and then at that point maybe they air dash over and they get past you. So Ada likes to present that option early, probably looking for that, which I think you really have to as FHime because your Abari tools kind of suck, right? Like your fastest button is I think 6 frames other than throw, and like you have a DP but you have not the health pool to risk stuff all the time or let them get in on you. So I think you kind of have to be more preemptive in your defense, and you see Ada do that a lot every time that they play.
I was looking at.
It's pretty even so far. Uh-oh.
Does it again? I don't know. I think part of the problem though is Fox doesn't really need to jump there because I believe F Akiha has frame 1 dash block, right? So Fox is just like, cool, minus 17, I'm gonna dash up, see what happens, and then I'll press some buttons if you don't do anything. Whereas Ada is expecting like, oh, I'm expecting Fox to be like, oh, you're minus 17, I gotta jump out, I gotta dash in on you, that kind of thing. But Fox is just playing it pretty conservatively, and Ada is like hanging herself on it, or hanging themselves, whoops.
Just to catch people off.
That setup's hard.
Okay.
Yeah, just mash throw. Another, like I was saying, fastest button is 6 frames 2A, I believe, or maybe it's 5A, that's 6 frames. Either way, FHime, slow buttons at close up. So you see FHime players go for Abari throw a little bit more often. Because I believe her throw range is a little bit better. I believe FHime's throw range is a little bit above average, but also throw is like frame 3, so that's kind of your fastest option to challenge gaps sometimes. And right there, it kind of also doubles as like a throw tech if you think the same setup is coming. Fox didn't really look like they were at frame advantage, so it was pretty safe to do. Oh, whiffs a button. That's another thing that I hate about playing against F Moon is landed with a button and then press another button. I believe F Moon universally has 0 frame landing recovery on their air normals, so you see Ada like, yo, you whiffed some shit, I'm gonna try to 2A on your landing and be at frame advantage, but it's like, actually no, I have 0 frame landing recovery, and also your buttons are slow, so you're gonna die. So that is really annoying. It's way more annoying against characters like, well, I think it's really annoying against F Akia, but it's also really annoying against like F Nania, where it's like, oh wow, he just whiffed JC or JB on landing and then mashed fucking 2A, and it was really hard to catch a landing because there's 0 frame landing recovery. Whereas other moons have 2 frame landing recovery, I believe, on their air normals. Good route.
Nice,
Double
that was a
overhead.
good one.
Probably tried to move, I assume. Or do something. I don't know. Oh, that 2A was pretty godlike.
Those buttons are slow, but I mean, they do have amazing range.
Steal the meter.
Goodbye,
Really close. That was
By the way,
one thing that's kind of hard about this max mode combo is that you have to have enough after this super to be in max to blood heat. It was so close right there, actually.
By the way, Fox have to
Great
beat that
meter management by Ada.
It's actually
So
quite
all that
useful
meter,
when you're F Akio.
you get circuit broken, go to 0
Yep.
when you recover out of it. So
Yep.
it kind of presents an interesting
That circuit
threat,
break strategy
kind of
is
unique
very
to
effective against F-Moon characters.
FHime.
They need
Uh,
to defeat. That's a
you
really
can
good
represent
point.
like, normally you would be thinking as like whatever moon player, you'd be like, oh well, I won the first round but I lost the second round, whatever, I can use this round to build meter and like I can go in with an advantage on the third round. But uniquely Fhime can present the threat of actually nah, I'll reset your shit to 0. Like you can start the next round worse than you did that one, which is a really unique and interesting threat.
Back and your meter gain isn't as explosive as seems. So when you can't even
Yeah, I can't really convert that one. The only thing you could have done to stabilize that conversion would be like EX pillar, and Ada probably was like, not really worth the meter.
Fox trying to find his way in. It's really hard. 2C is such a big button. Nice 2C.
Okay.
That 2C from Fhime is a mid, however it is like +2 I believe, so
I'm gonna say he's penny loafers.
really good in that way.
I don't even want to think about how expensive that
Good
dress
DP.
is.
That 5V is really, yeah, and then you see the EX pillar to stabilize it. So the thing about that knockdown that's interesting is off of EX pillar, you can, this actually isn't a hard KD. You can tech right there. However, if you tech and Fhime just sits on the ground, it's super free to punish a tech with 2C or 5B or whatever. And then you eat a whole combo into another setup. So you can tech, but it's risky. However, if you don't represent the tech, then the Fhime gets 4-way flight Oki off of it, right? So it's kind of a 50-50 inside of another mix-up scenario, where the 50-50 is I tech or I don't tech. Best case scenario, you tech and they don't cover the tech and you go back to neutral. Worst case scenario, you tech and they cover the tech and you eat a whole nother 3k damage in a setup. So in that way, it's teching there is basically a high risk, high reward option, and the safe option is to just eat the KD and either hope they try to punish the tech and stay on the ground, or think you can block the 4-way mix-up, which not really consistent, right? It's pretty difficult to block that consistently. Sometimes it can be hard to make the flight Oki ambiguous, but sometimes it's just like, okay, yeah, I literally could not have reacted to that. So Fox, pretty safe player in general, is just going to hold the knockdown. Not going to try to risk most of their health bar trying to tech out of that.
Okay. Let's go, Ada. Nope.
Oh, wow.
Do you not understand how powerful I am?
So, the thing about this KD, like I said earlier, when you do the flight cancel air throw, you're high enough to do falling overhead or falling land low. So, Ada does falling overhead. Fox knows the setup, knows what's up, and is like, I'm gonna EXDP. However, this falling overhead is flight and EX cancelable. I think it's also special cancelable. I don't know if it is on whiff, but on whiff for sure it's flight and EX cancelable. And so Ada says, your invuln's not that long, buddy. I'm gonna EX pillar your ass.
Do you not understand how powerful I am?
Maybe they were gonna do it either way. I'm not sure. Because you kind of autopilot into that confirm, and like on block it's plus or whatever, so you just run after that. But if it was intentional, it's super good play. If it's not, I mean, hey, good OS, right? So super good option. Tries to throw KO. Oh, the DP doesn't quite connect there. Yeah, wake up throw. Like I said, kind of a go-to Abari option, the wake up throw.
That was good, like really close.
Fox probably just gonna go to character select here, take a minute break, think a little bit more.
Archetype, right? Sometimes you think about things that aren't actually there because she just has a multitude of options, right? Yeah. And maybe it's better to not think about it.
Fox likes the stage, I'm pretty sure. This is a cool stage.
Yeah, I can't.
I like the how the
grab.
blue and the orange contrast. Walk speed.
It
Barely
almost
gets
looks
over
like
it.
Someone hacked the game and just threw a character in that they felt like throwing in.
Yeah,
That's a punish.
this pressure is really hard to deal with as Fhime because you kind of just have to gamble shield because your jump is just so slow. Good walkout, but I don't know what the throw was about.
I don't even know if that was intentional. I think Ada was just like, okay, I think a crossover is coming. Let me try to
Alright. I do low.
Worked out, and now we have this
Good
corner
stagger.
again. Loop time. Drops. That's
Drops
okay.
it a little bit. Probably want to charge J6B there.
Yeah, that's a nice thing about when
again
Ada gets
EX
to play this
cancelable.
long-range game like this,
That
is
tech
you can
was scary,
react
but
to, like, if your opponent
not
does
quite
something
able to
trying
punish it
attack
there,
you
but
first, you can react
Definitely gonna punish the mash after.
Good reaction to some tracks. Fox trying.
Locking down with the IEDs. Flight cancels that.
Good uppercut. This is
Flight cancelable on whiff again.
This is looking really good for Ada. Time is starting to wind down a lot. Yes.
Yeah, I think Ada now realizes that when it's Fox's frame advantage, Fox is just trying to dash up and see what happens from there and respecting it a little bit too much. And so Ada's like, cool, you're just gonna dash up. I'm gonna just take my turn again and run my shit. And it's not working out very well for Fox. Fox should be probably doing dash up buttons a little bit more, or jump. And that's all your meter gone.
Oh, taking the bar again? Oh,
and this is so bad for F Moon because F Moon needs 300 to do a lot to like heal in any type of way. So this is really tough. Any red life is pretty much not available to you anymore. Not gonna quite kill. This is the 2A, 2C setup. Fox is playing so respectful.
Okay, more pressure. Actually, Ada's out of meter now, but Fox,
that's tough.
Yep, alright.
That's tough. That's a matchup where I think you probably just die for playing a little bit too respectful. Like, you kind of have to gamble, and when you're gambling against F-Hime, it's kind of better than against most characters just because their health pool is so little, right? And their defense is just like so mediocre that when you kind of get in on them, or when your gambles pays off, it pays off even more than you would think. But good recognition patterns there by Ada Basilisk. Next one, this is Cadenza and Heitaro. Nice. Hath is so good. Hath is actually so good. Oh yeah, Cadenza plays XII in this one, huh?
It's not really about like opening you up. It's about like she can build meter on you really easily.
I know XII has these cool like wind mines. I don't really know how they work necessarily. I think on C they're manual detonation and on H they're automatic, I believe is how it works. Still has the good walk speed, some of the good normals still. Still has pillar.
Whoa.
And still has that geyser, except it's a little bit different.
Mid screen control, good block. Back to the corner. I love the pressure setups.
Oh, that fast one?
Same kind of mix up as the F-Human one.
I don't even know.
Hath just trying to get in with the JV.
Is not as popular as
yeah, that was a good DT.
I've learned a little bit of it. It's somewhat similar, but there's really more crazy stuff.
She has like some weird routes where she has to go to 2C early or something like that,
yeah.
Right?
A lot of knives coming out. Dash up.
Alright,
ooh, good dash up throw.
Okay. Extending. That was good too because now he's gonna keep
Hitaro's defense, or not defense, offense is just so good. Like,
woo, that was a good reverse.
Wow, the 2-2-C did not work out there very well. That was a really whack trade. The info on 2-2-C runs out pretty quickly, I believe, so.
Zoning.
That was close to a guard break on the ID, but.
Some of those setups, and if they're real on her or not. B didn't get a real combo because he makes privilege.
Both have a lot of red, but Hath is the only person who has the ability to get it back on a whim.
Yeah, Cadenza is in a very bad spot here.
Never mind.
Just gambles it all.
Alright, even in rounds.
That's yeah, I think Hath probably after the first round, that DP towards the end, out of pressure was like, okay, yeah, Cadenza's gonna be pretty preemptive with his defense here, so you can kind of. That's when you start throwing out like the rebeat or pressure resets into dash up block or just like shimmy a little bit out of the way. That's when you start presenting those options a lot. Because they're just waiting for a lull in the pressure to do something risky. And at that point you can kind of just chill and watch what happens. Late overhead, I believe.
I like how he waits all the way till the
end
of ball to do that.
Just blows it up with the geyser.
Forward throw again.
Wind mine on him. Has to be careful.
Whoa.
That was a interesting peek.
Yeah, it was definitely close. Okay, and Cadenza definitely had to be careful because not too much health left.
Alright, nice hit. This is death.
Yeah, it's nice.
Alright, Cadenza closes him out. That was pretty good right there, although somewhat close.
Yeah, pretty close. I kind of like.
I don't know what this matchup's really supposed to look like.
Defense wasn't keeping up though.
Oh, it was
But
I wonder how this next one's gonna go.
Hath is definitely struggling.
Yeah.
Corner control.
In a couple
Woo!
of ways.
Nice already. Oh, backwards JP, there it is. I love that button.
I'm a church girl.
I think the overhead out of that flight Oki was a good option just because it kind of felt like Hath was going to move there.
Bible study.
Yep. I'm a woman of the cloth.
A lot of damage. And that Hime health pool,
I know what that is too. That's
you can see
Let's go.
Okay.
2 hits and a throw almost does it.
I play Guilty Gear.
And now it's like they're not going to get their health back.
Goodness. Why is she so powerful?
But the Oki is getting, wow, dash up throw, no fear. Oh my god. Oh, the dash under was so nice. Holy. Just a little bit faster than Hath thought was possible right there, I think. The air dodge didn't manage to meter better. That's pretty godlike. Oh man, the wind mine. Yep, same setup. Just walks away. Just waits for the air dash DP. Hath is approaching from the air a lot. Oh, that low profiles it. Wow, that was godlike.
I think he tried to do
Hath, a lot of meter here.
Yeah.
Ooh, just gonna burst. This is C-Moon though, you get 1, maybe 2 hits, and you're gonna get enough meter to heat if you want to. Yeah, 1 hit built 115 meter. Like, you get your health back anytime you want. It's a little bit awkward to do it here though. Probably just keep the pressure up. Oh man, the 2TC was so godlike there. Scry is popping off in the crowd. Holy shit. I love it.
Alright.
Oh god. The shield was just a little bit too early. Or didn't hold it long enough, one of those two. Good 2-2B. Pretty terrible reversal, but good option for Flight Oki there. A lot of knives coming out. Doesn't hold the shield again. Probably just trying to EX shield but mistiming it. JB, too godlike. Throws him.
It's hard to get a real setup when you air throw that far from the corner.
Oh man.
This last hit's going to hurt.
One more hit with Oki.
Again,
that was terrifying. And the thing is, you can't even like heat there. Because if you heat there, Pillar is going to blow you up.
Okay, he didn't spend
That's tough.
Pressure. This is going to be serious. Overhead, good block.
Nice. Double overhead. I think a lesser player maybe would have seen this position after the air throw and been like, shit, I should just get my health back and then try to go in after. But Hath, confident in his offense, and his offense is fantastic. Confident enough in his offense where he's like, I'm just going to win the next hit. I'm just going to get the next hit. It's more likely that I get the next hit than it is likely that I get my health back and don't get hit.
I feel like if Cadenza
I think that's a great gamble to take. I like doing the same.
I'm not sure anyway.
Although there's a lot of times where, like, as Sinania, I don't even have to choose between the two. So. Good pillars. Wow. Pillar, flight, cancel, pillar. Combos. Oh my god, that was tricky. Cadenza just pressing a button like, Jesus, what do I do here?
5.3, let's go.
Yes, that was damage.
Yep, good DP. Gotta get out of there somehow. I like the backdash, just trying to walk out of range of these jump-ins.
So I'm glad Cadenza used that a lot as an escape method. Good punish.
Good geyser.
Okay.
Good throw. Cadenza's getting these throws fantastically, I gotta say. He's got a really good feeling. Wow, I can't believe he missed the tech punish there. Oh, I think, so when I saw this, I was thinking, this looks like kind of a free DP guard break, right? Because it's hits all the way like about up here and air unblockable the whole way up. But I think Cadenza probably worried about air dash forward or air dash back, right? And making that whiff, that puts you in a bad spot if you DP. However, Hath, not worried. Well, Actually, that air dash forward, I think DP still definitely would have caught that. So, I guess Cadenza really probably just worried about like the double jump or like double super jump or jump back, air dash back, right? Doesn't pull the trigger on the DP. DP would have worked. Goes for the geyser instead. Just thinking Hath would take the safer route and probably just fall to the ground, I imagine. But Hath risks it all, and it was a good bet.
No meter required, 4,100.
Because look at that reward.
Yes, there it is!
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was thinking, we haven't seen that super once, and that super is insanely good for punishing stuff on whiff, like projectiles on the whiff. And here you see, I believe that's a half circle motion. I forget. You see Hath here, just 100 meter, barely 100 meter, just walking back like do it. Waits for it, sees it, hits him up.
Good reactions, yeah.
Perfectly done. That reversal is so good.
Alright. Have keeping it clean. Let's go.
Good J2C. Whiffs the JC barely.
Oh,
just waiting. Like I said, I think Hath here is now just kind of into the cycle of just waiting a little bit on their offensive strings. Like here we're probably going to see a lot of damage on that TK 63C, I believe.
Daggers, black keys.
Oh man, the geyser though. Cadenza's kind of adjusting himself with the like. Cadenza's kind of adjusting on his own with the like geyser out of pressure, like right here, because Cadenza's like, okay, if you're just waiting around or like gonna jump at me, I'm just gonna do an aggressive option at a block then. Gets chased though and thrown. That's it.
That was really good.
It's a really good set. Hath was really close to losing that game too. Cadenza having a good time too. Really fun set in general.
Yeah, it's I like that about Melty because momentum is so heavy in this game that even like when you're down back, you can get
definitely one of the better sets of this tournament. Really good one.
Now I'm gonna move into my next segment. All right, so here we go. This is a huge match. Might be the match of
J-Bell Scrot.
J
Probably not a take to consider these like. Maybe not at this time. No, yeah. I would say at this point probably best two Melty players. KFL is also up there. Alps is up there. Luther is up there. Probably not quite on the exact same level. But these two, definitely you're going to see them in top 4 pretty much any bracket. It would be an upset if Scrot had lost up to this point. J-Bell, sometimes in losers, like at Climax Tonight, lost to, what, KFL twice, or was it Scrot then KFL? So,
yes, there he is.
Yeah.
He did the throw after the 50.
J-Bell's offense is just so fantastic. He does, his flowchart of pressure is so strong and difficult to deal with. There's so many knowledge checks built into it, like on the stomps, where it's like the fast stomp that frame traps is plus if you crouch block it, but minus if you stand block it. However, she has a slower stomp that hits low, and so there's a mix-up kind of in that, where if you like are trying to stand block the stomp every time, you could get mixed up by the slower stomp and get killed by it. But if you do the slower stomp a lot, it doesn't really frame trap out of anything, so you're kind of putting yourself at risk to a jump out there. So there's a lot of mix-ups just in that move in itself, and then just the really good strike throw of 2A's dash up, 2A's delay 5B frame trap kind of stuff. So J-Bell's offense is just so good and so scary. He's really good at. I think the hardest part of offense is making it ambiguous which spots you're enforcing the different 50-50s in, and J-Bell does such a good job of mixing up his timings of where he's going to enforce those spots. Like, okay, the mix-up is after the first 2A now, or after the first 2B, 5B, whatever. And then sometimes it's like you block 4 hits in a string and then that's the mix-up, or he does a whole string and there's no mix-up. He's so good at, based on the player, rotating those options effectively to catch your habits of when you're trying to get out and when you're not. And you just see he eats a ton of people, just completely eats them alive with his offense.
Start from J-Bell right there.
Shield uppercut. Nice.
He's so good at that.
ADP into EX whip. 50-50.
Yeah, you gotta respect that.
Probably got hit either mashing or low shielding. I didn't see the shield animation, so that's probably just a mash.
Plus. No, I'm ready.
He's ready for that.
One hit, wow.
was sick.
I don't see the one hit of that very often.
Reset. Again. This time he stayed in
Hello.
front. Overhead. The classic. You don't see those, my friend.
Has the max mode, so it's super optimal to go into
extension.
What's it called? That super, I forget the name. Circuit break?
Woo, spending
yeah, circuit break.
The bullet just because
good setup. You don't want the EXDP, but oh, I don't. So what was that exactly?
Woo,
was that
the bullet
with ID in the throw? Yeah, just a little bit too fast. I don't know if Miyako's wake up timing is a little bit slower, because there's variable wake up timings in this game, right? I don't know if Miyako's wake up timing is a little bit slow or if Scott just did it a little bit fast. It kind of looked like Scott just did it a little bit fast.
Yeah.
Good shield, yeah. It didn't. That shield was a good gamble because it kind of looked like on the angle here. Like if you look at this angle, if I can rewind that like a couple frames, like when you see this angle, it doesn't really look like there's a cross up high option, other than like air dash back, which is pretty slow and not gonna hit meaty at all. So here you can like, as soon as you get anywhere near this point, you see, yeah, there's not really a threat of high here. So Scott just like knowing J-Bell wants to hit meaty is like your only real meaty options from that exact angle are gonna be low, and just low shield. Again, low shield good because you don't have to guess on the left right because you just do 2D.
One round apiece. Both players showing what they can do. J-Bell just gonna get that.
J-Bell really close to max mode here. Not really what you want. Yeah, I think that informed. I was gonna say really close to max mode, and you don't want max mode because as F Moon you go back to 100, and max mode is the only way you get your health back, your red health back as F Moon. So you want to be in about 200, 150 range when you start a round, because by the time you get to like this point or so in your health where you have a lot of red health you actually want to recover, once you're at like, if you start at like 150, you'll be pretty close to 300 around that point. But if you start like right here, like say you get hit, you go to like right here, now you're in max mode, there's like no red health. Even if you get hit again in that same time, your max mode's probably gone by then, so it's really bad. So J-Bell, probably informed by that decision, decides as soon as he gets touched, I'm going to wake up EXDP out of the string, out of the plus frames, because probably partially because they want to spend that meter and not be at 300. So not a bad decision, but Scott really ready with the dash, with the dash up block out of plus frames. The gunshot is extremely plus. People always say +8. I've heard a lot of people in the Discord be like, that's kind of a meme. It's definitely more plus than +8. Like people say you could do dash up 5-8 and it's gapless. And it's like, yeah, that's definitely more than +8, I would say. So it's kind of a meme, but it's very plus at the point. Oh, the Tetsuzango. Shoulder bash. Good wake up heat. Not a lot to be worried about when you're confident they're going to be close to you on meaty like that for wake up heating. The only way you can really bait a wake up heat when you're point blank on them like that is like hard read or like a good OS. Like you can do like 2A whiff into a button that has a clash frame that'll clash with heat and then punish the heat. Like Nane can do 2A whiff 5B and the 5B clashes with the heat. Or similar idea, you can do like a really meaty 2A and then well, I guess not really even super meaty, it doesn't have to be very meaty because 2A recovers so fast, but you can do 2A and then hide stand shield input behind the 2A, and so when you do that, if you do it properly, it looks like just 2A into whatever you press after that, or if the 2A whiffs, you get stand shield, because you're timing the stand shield so as it only comes out if you whiff. So you're doing it too early that you wouldn't get it if they just block normally, which is pretty tricky to do. I don't think a lot of people do it in general, just because it's a pretty tight timing, and it kind of relies upon you being able to very properly time your meaties against characters, whereas there's a lot of variable wake up timings. Like if you practice your 2A shield OS, like I was just saying, on Miyako or Sion, and you fight Reese in bracket, and Reese's wake up timing is super slow, now you're gonna fuck it up. So it's kind of a mess. Those kind of OSs are really finicky and difficult, not super useful in bracket, I feel like, unless you are really confident in them. So in that scenario, as Scott, you're kind of just like, yeah, I can just fucking wake up heat here. I'm C-Moon, dude, get off me. So super good option.
It's gotta be very, very careful. Nice use of 2B, JB.
JB, pretty godlike. Dash up 2B.
Good shield, but
the other thing,
nice shield.
I think something that's really interesting to watch in this matchup, Miyako, in general, F Miyako is really good at this, but J-Bell takes us to a whole nother level where it's like catching landings with dash up 2B. Like I said earlier, on most moons, basically everything but F, you have 2-frame landing recovery on your aerials. More if you empty land, I believe. So J-Bell, a lot of the time he hangs out in this range of, like, say the enemy is like right here. J-Bell hangs out right about here to where the dash-in aerial is like, air dash aerial is like, he can walk out of range of it, make it whiff. Or if they land here, he can dash up directly as you're whiffing and then take his turn, or even punish you if he times it super properly. So you can see he kind of forces the frame advantage on you himself and makes it really difficult to deal with. Let me see if I can rewind and see what I was talking about even.
It's gotta be very, very careful. Nice use 2B, JB.
Yeah, like right here, tries to catch that with dash up 2B, but a little bit slow on it. Scott gets to backdash out of it. It's gonna be one more touch here. And the scary thing is here is max mode, so you have like pressure reset options with initiative heat. Which initiative heat is like F Moon specific mechanic where it's like in max mode you can, it's basically like a RC, like Guilty Gear Roman cancel, where you can cancel a move's animation into getting your health back if you're in max mode and you're an F Moon character. It's tied to certain moves and specific windows of certain moves, so I don't really know the points for a lot of characters. I know on F Miyako, the dragon kick, the thing where she flies horizontally across the screen, has a pretty early initiative heat point on it you can use for some mix-ups. But we'll see if that happens.
Yep.
Yeah,
oh,
right there.
Yeah, he was like fuzzy mash. Nice fuzzy mash.
Yeah, like they're saying, you just fuzzy mashed on it.
Overhead.
It's not really a super good mix-up, I don't think.
No combo.
But
that might have been a Miyako
it's a little bit scary. It's just a pressure reset where you think a pressure reset can't happen.
Wow.
That was a really good route. Wow.
Right there. Scott takes that game. All right.
Scott feeling good about that one. That was really close.
That was like, maybe Scott has like a superpower where like when the other guy's about to win, they just lose for no. You know, some people have a superpower like that, right?
Fucking spooky. Like, he just has a superpower where people, with the other person's about to win, so they just lose. That's a pretty raw. Good EX shield DP.
Really can. Okay.
Just gonna reset him in the air. Doesn't really have much for air options left. Yeah. Right, if you didn't know, when you get hit in the air and you tech out in the air, you retain whatever air options you had before you got hit. So if you already used your double jump and your air dash and you tech out, you kind of don't have anything you can do other than falling shield or like air dodge or something, or land with a button. So pretty few and risky options. So you see Scott kind of just on the tech catching that pretty hard, and you see J-Bell doesn't really have much options, so he's kind of just like trying to match with falling shield. Like right here, I don't think he had, I think he already used his double jump and his air dash, so he just tech nothings and eats a button. Tech falling shields, trying to not die.
Man, he's risky with those tech rolls. Scott. I'm actually surprised that J-Bell just letting him get away with that. If he went for the 2C there, he would actually hurt Scott a lot for doing that.
Yeah.
5A.
Dash up 5A. Yeah. That 5A is really good. Like I said, Scott starts his pressure sequences with that a lot, because why would you not? It's so good. Holds the... This is another thing about C-Moon that makes C-Moon so good, is you can hold this shield for so absurdly long. Like, look how long he held it there. I don't know if F-Moon could have even held it that long. Definitely not H-Moon. H-Moon can barely hold shield. But holds it so long. J-Bell baits it really well with the air dash back, but you can't really get a punish from that angle.
one was invalid, but it's okay.
Nice.
Mashes on the, yep, mashes on the 6B. Just mashes again, wow. The Yomi there. Gets his health back.
Again, he tech roll. Bro,
Dash up throw.
Great.
Plus frames. Catches him trying to move. It's 2+ for that, buddy. You gotta hold it. Oh, drops it.
It's okay, JC.
Like commentators were talking about a little bit, probably pretty hard on Miyako specifically. Those combos are really hard in general. Like there's a lot of 1-frame, 2-frame links in those, I believe, but specifically on small characters, cannot be easy. What's Rand start look like? Good spacing for that. Oh, little. I don't know if that was a little slow or if it just doesn't work from there. Usually that 2 and 4C dive by C on there is to catch the tech. I don't know if that was just an angle where you couldn't catch it fast enough or if Scott was just a little bit too slow on it. Good mash. Wow.
Yes, setup. Overhead.
Good mix. Just predicted he would respect it. Try to block it out. Oh man. Oh man. That was super good. Yeah, ADP right. EX cancelable on whiff. Catches the dash under. That was pretty godlike, I can't lie.
Real strong, he's got that like that champ power that I talked about. I feel like Jay Bellinger maybe is letting him get away with a couple of things, but not too much. No.
Godlike JB. Goes for the extended route here. Big damage. Pulls him in for plus frames.
Wow.
That was interesting.
Jump combo.
Yokanide, spinning meter.
Squash respecting the mix up.
Yeah. No plus frames off that one really. Good pressure. Good mash though. Oh man, that was invalid, but kind of hard to recognize that you would have the tech there. Yeah, this time doesn't scout out with the dash up block. J-Bell gets out of there. A lot of damage for a reversal.
Oh, there we go. See, I want to see more like that. Gunshots.
I think these guys kind of have like the same read on each other, it feels like.
I don't know if that even
of like resetting pressure early with dash up lows. And it's kind of blowing them both up, honestly. Both of them are trying to fiend for the high options or the dash up throws so hard that the dash up lows are doing really well. Or just trying to catch the late up backs.
5A, full confirm.
I think that's no, it's not 5cc. That's what it is in Uni. The whip move, the pull in is plus. However, the risky thing is if they hold up forward after the first hit, I believe the second hit just whiffs completely. You get like a jump in punish on them and they die. But it is like plus frames on pull in. So if you think they're just gonna kind of sit there and not hold up back too early, it's a very good pressure reset. But it's pretty risky. Spooky was saying too you can bunker that. I haven't tried that, but that's probably something you can do on reaction. I assume it would work.
Good shield. Oh, he went to the throws burst.
Oh,
oh man,
nice. That's good.
baits the burst but doesn't get a punish on it. And yep.
I'll do it anyway.
This neutral is pretty weird.
Alright, J-Ball at IH.
No.
Oh, I like the idea, but it just wasn't meaty at all.
3.4, nice.
Probably in his head worked out a lot better than he thought it would. Probably in his head it was meaty.
He gave up a lot
right?
for that random
But it was not, unfortunately.
That's
it's definitely one of those things where you would probably just think it would work, but then it doesn't.
I feel like the lesson learned there is just because you can do something doesn't mean that you should do something.
I don't know, the commentators are kind of ragging on him for it, but I think it was a good idea, just wasn't quite as fast as he thought.
You know, it's nice to see him punish that there, but again, I just want to point out that if he
a lot of damage.
Sees there, that's
the wake up mash on the delay.
That's like a real hit. Overhead again. He's not seeing it. And
he is not converting properly into that. I wonder if he's missing the input on the
J-Bell takes his game.
What's it called? The backwards DP. I cannot remember for the life of me what that reversal super is called.
The first match goes. I know that these two have had some good matches against each other, right? but I don't know that they're actually that experienced in this particular matchup. And it could be a matter of, hey, well, you know, Score is like probably the best like XII right now. Yeah. And there's not too many F-Miakos that are like on the level of J Bond right now. So there's like some things that both letting each other
EX cutting sync. Yeah. Okay, that's what it is. So offense. Left, right, blocks properly. I know Scrot knows the gimmick on how you can tell which side that is on. I have no idea what the gimmick is. I don't know if Scrot knew it at this time, but he definitely does know it now. There's some tell there. On most left-right mix-ups in this game, there's a tell on which side they'll end up on, which is why I'm a little bit hesitant to call like a lot of those like feel like, oh my god, they have unreactable 50-50 Oki, when it's like, if you know the tell, you know, then it's not really a 50-50, it's just like a knowledge check. I feel like it's so much health there, holy. Good pressure here. Just feigning really hard for the jump out with the, whatever the Tetsuzanho shoulder bash move is. Plus frames into whip, catch the movement.
These shields are so crazy.
Yeah, he's shielding a lot. Good.
Oh, I like the side B, or side B is 6B. It was a good option. It was kind of at a range where it was really hard to challenge with the button, but at a range where you could still convert off it if it hit.
It's so
This
hard
is
to
the
hit those
5B,
out.
good shield. Scrot does a really good job of shielding, recognizing when his stuff whiffs, and then shielding after.
Oh, that was nice. That was
Yeah,
also nice.
like that, exactly like that. Because when some of those options whiff, you can think, the only thing you can think is, oh, they jumped out of it before I got there, and then bam, you do your anti-jump shield.
He's going for the big boy damage.
Just resets in the air. I don't know what he has for air options. Not a lot. Didn't really need any. Plus frames. Just waits. Wow. I wonder if he was scouting at EXTP there.
Yeah. J Bellinger needs some work. Oh, there it is.
Wow, that was like the perfect ring to convert off that too. That was really impressive. Scar could be max mode here soon. Doesn't really matter if you own a max mode as C Moon though, because it's like, oh no, I go back to 200 after, or I can burst. The kind of like delay on the gunshot there was really misleading. It's gonna be one more hit on both sides. Not another throw will do it though for either. That'll definitely do it though. Pretty easy pickup. Scrot popping off. He's very happy about that.
Alright, J-Bell goes down into losers finals.
But that was a
good
performance by both players, definitely.
That was good.
Eden and Hitaro. This sounds interesting. I kind of predict Hath to win. I don't remember who wins this. I think it probably is Hath. But I predict Hath to win here just by way of Hath's offense being overwhelming. When you see a player with like, they have to take a lot of risks on defense, and a player who is really, really good at offense, against a character with a low health pool like FEMA, it's kind of a blow up incoming.
Oh, nice 5C. Alright, throw back in the corner.
Especially someone who's as good at picking their spots as Hitaro is.
Nope. Too obvious.
Yeah. This route is beautiful though. Holy. That height was so misleading too, because after that pillar it was like, it kind of looked like a drop here, right? Kind of messed up like the proper route. And then right here you're like, you see how low this pillar is? You're like, if they move forward, can they actually get an air normal out before they hit the ground? It's pretty close. If you were like 2 pixels lower, I don't think you would be able to get this JB out before you hit the ground. But, so Hath probably gambling on the low block there. But Ada knows their character well enough that, yeah, I'm going to get this high option out, and it's going to blow you up.
Yeah.
Probably going to take the meter here.
Alright.
Yep.
Get rid of half the meter.
I don't think you need that meter anymore.
And get your health back with it too. That's the other really good thing about that, if you have red health on the table. Getting rid of the meter, not as big a deal for C Moon, because, you know, it's C Moon. They have like infinite meter. but
Ada's
Zero is still way nicer to deal with than Max
It's
mode.
really good control in general.
Especially with CCL, where they have so many good reversals. This character is so annoying to deal with on offense, just because they have like 3 different viable reversals. They got the EX knife throw, they got the one where they dash with all the lines and stuff. That's full screen, and then they have the wake up flash kick. And they all cover different things. You have to bait them all different ways. It's so annoying.
That was sick.
Fantastic shield geyser. Hits Link on that. And good wake up heat. Yeah, not even to mention C-Moon mechanics. Got wake up bunker, wake up heat. It's very hard to deal with CCL in that way. This should do it. Oh. Big damage on that. Very good starter. And again, FUMA, terrible health pool.
Round number 3.
Really good geyser though.
Actually pretty good damage.
Oh my god, I can't believe that dash under worked.
How does she move so slippery in that huge dress?
It looked like that was not going to work. This is the other, like I was saying, the EX knife throw. This is one of the most annoying supers to deal with on Wake Up. Because there's invul and it does like a backdash during the startup too, where it's like you go from like right here to about here-ish. And then you throw all the knives, and the gap between the knives is not enough that you can like jump over them on block. So it's effectively safe on block. The only downside is that you see Ada EX guarding a bunch of the knives. You gain a bunch of meter if you EX guard all of it.
I'm expecting Pillar.
Pillar might have been okay.
Like I've heard like upwards of almost 100 meter if you EX guard like all the hits, which is not hard to do when you're in a lot of blocks done like that.
For some reason,
Good
fantastic delay on that.
Extension.
There's gonna be a ton of damage.
Again, huge damage.
Fight though.
One throw. Mash on the throw. Wow. I'm surprised that Path went through throw again. Get red health. Take the meter.
Oh my.
Ada's recognition on like
I was just thinking what should
when they have enough meter to route into that, and their exact routing is always fantastic.
He's a nut. Corner pressure.
Good EX blocks.
Whoa, 2A.
That's frame 6 if I recall correctly, so that was a large enough gap for that to come out.
Yeah, throw KO.
Tick though right there.
Yeah, if you mash,
you know, some people would say, some people such as JG would be like, man, you throw KO, why'd you get throw KO kind of thing. But, I mean, you gotta do it sometimes.
As slow as your buttons are,
I get it, it's risky. I mean, there's a non-zero chance there that you get mashed as FUMA and actually die from the mash. But it's kind of hard to open them up in a block string like that without throw KOing sometimes.
Calm down, princess.
That is a lot of damage in 2 hits. Really safe setup, and that's going to do it. 3 touches, and the last one wasn't even a good starter.
Whatsoever, half is trying to get it locked down. Rainen's here, Vampire.
Good EX.
Uh-oh, corner again. I like the delay there. That looked like a throw was coming.
Hath doing really safe pressure here. These staggers and delays are really tricky to deal with.
Tried to double over.
Oh, it goes for the dash up throw that time finally. And Ada saying nah. You can only reset someone so many times before they feel you getting desperate for the opening.
Chose to spend only one. 4,800. A good block. Nice.
Scary geyser.
Tick though back.
Probably a geyser where you'd want to float cancel it. If you float cancel, I believe it's -5 rather than -17. And you would not be on the ground at least. That was really scary. Could have gotten guard broken, but instead mashes after and dies. Mashing on plus frames, very good way to be dead. Good pressure. Wow, that was tricky. So the other thing about FUMA pressure that is really scary is that all these normals are flight cancelable. So flight cancels the 5B. At this point, Hath like realizes a reset happened and is now committed to just blocking. Like, ah shit, I was too slow on trying to call out the reset. I will just chill here. Ada, knowing that, empty low, get fucked, kind of thing.
You like setups? I have. Whoa, do you see?
Little flight setup. Same thing again. Oh, barely doesn't get the conversion on the heat, but catches the mash after.
It's because it's human.
Misses setup. Flight cancel pillar. Jesus.
How do I block?
Big plus frames on that pillar. Especially when you flight cancel like that.
Ooh,
That's kind of a gimmick right there. Goes for the instant overhead fuzzy.
Oh, DP?
The only problem with that fuzzy, though, the reason it didn't work, is just a little bit too high at time of. Like right here, you have a solid 10-ish frames before you really got to worry about blocking low. So half here is just like, I'm still committed to blocking low, or blocking high on this till you get closer to the ground. And so the Rising JA fuzzy does not work.
Pressure on. No, you're not leaving this corner until I say.
Fuzzy blocking too strong. Chucks a million knives.
Finally, Hatara has a chance.
This is really scary. It's really scary because you kind of have to be like, a DP takes the round, but a whiff DP can lose the round.
Hey, why not? Why not?
There you go.
Yep. I will always
Takes the gamble. Gamble's in a good spot.
Like you said, Ada Basilisk loves the 63 series.
Can't really do much on that on shield.
Ooh, yeah, I like this. Starting to use that to bait bros.
Yes.
Helta. What's the next? Late overhead. Good shield.
Now you
Shield side swap.
Perfect.
That shield is so strong.
God, that shield was terrifying. But Hath just super jumped to bait. Probably a DP bait if I had to guess. Or like a mash.
Nice double head.
That's definitely gonna take it.
Nice.
Good meter management.
Keep it clean. It's 1-1.
Don't want to go into. It doesn't really matter as C-Moon if you go into max preemptively, but might as well not. Don't give him any time to charge meter or anything. That's conversion.
Soft knockdown. What do we get? Woo! Okay. Hands off.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, did the shield fall up in the wrong direction because they crossed over. One more hit will do it. Good shield though. Probably gonna take the meter here because you take the meter and you get the health back. That's a lot of red health to get back. But CCL still scary here. Pretty significant life lead at this point. Goes for the mix. Fairly good shield.
Yes.
Again, the strength of shield there being like, you just have to guess high-low rather than left-right.
Okay.
One sub, this could change it.
Good empty low.
No, don't just dash at me.
Not minus enough to where that was a scary dash up. I mean, one more hit from the other side will do it, but that was a really risky pillar.
Air throw.
Yeah, full counter hit conversion.
Dang.
That's a set. Wow, wow, wow.
That was so strong for him to have these coming in clutch so well. Let's go.
Hath is so good, dude. It's actually insane how good Hath is, honestly. It's really crazy.
Yeah, from both sides, really hitting all their 50 tricks.
Good challenges too.
I think I'll probably call it here for this part. We're like an hour in. And we'll just say next time we'll do the last 2 sets. That'll be part 3. So, good set, these two. Both of them played fantastic. Hath having a moment. His play is just so strong. I find it really endearing. But that's all for this one. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you in the next one.